Yo, what's going on, guys? Robbie here. Welcome back to another video, and that feels so good to say. I'm finally back at home. It took me a few days to get acclimated to my home again. I got back around the 18th, and I did want to record some videos, but I did kind of want to take a break too. I've been doing a lot the last 2 weeks, so I figured I'll just take a little break to reacclimate myself back to the environment that I live in. And you know, it's been going great for me, but that's not what this is about. Today we are talking about the New Orleans Pelicans. Now, obviously they made a lot of moves over this past season, aka just getting Boogie, which a lot of people thought they would be able to make the playoffs, which they missed the playoffs, and still somehow ended up with a good pick this year. And you know, there's a lot of people that don't think the Pelicans can make the playoff this year. I honestly think they could make an 8th to 6th seed just because they have Boogie and AD, two of the most dominant big men in the game today, both who can shoot, post up, dunk, and play defense and do whatever you want. And no matter what people say, yes, Boogie has been slacking on defense the past few seasons. But that's probably because he doesn't care, and he didn't care when he played with Sacramento. So I think he will be better this year with defense just because he cares. And also, this man got ripped. If you saw it over the summer, he's gonna be he's gonna be faster, he's more agile. He's gonna be able to move like a 7-foot guard out there. Boogie's gonna be a demigod in 2K next year just because of how fast he's gonna be this year. And they also acquired Rondo this past offseason. And that was a really good pickup. I know some people say, you know, Rondo isn't really a good player anymore. He can still give you 10 and 7 starting, which is pretty good. My problem is I had a little Twitter discussion with this guy a couple of days ago, and he was saying that Rondo was great for the Pelicans and that he wanted him and Drew Holiday to start. Now, I can see how that would be successful, but I prefer Rondo as a bench player over a starter because, think about it, he does run the offense well, but I'd rather him come off the bench to run the offense. That way he can keep the flow up, and I prefer him as a bench player because he still puts up very similar stats as a bench player, and he does better as a bench player, and so does his team. But if we're talking about the Rondo that was in the playoffs this year, I wouldn't mind if they put him at point guard. I wouldn't mind if they put him at point guard and put Drew Holiday at shooting guard, which I don't think is a very good idea because Drew Holiday can run the floor. I think he should still be the starting point guard. But, you know, if they do decide to roll with that lineup, I can see Drew Holiday being their starting shooting guard just because he can shoot a lot better than Rondo. Now, a lot of arguments I've seen is that Rondo has been shooting threes above league average to league average the past 3 years. What you have to understand is that Rondo does not take many threes. He's not a guy that can shoot well. We all know this. He's a shitty shooter. Like, I'm sorry for cursing, but he's really bad at shooting. His mid-range game has improved. He's got a jumper this year for mid-range somewhat. The three-pointer has fallen, but the only reason is because Rondo has been taking open threes, and he doesn't attempt that many per game. I think he only attempts one per game. I'm going to check that stat real quick, because what you have to understand is that I'm trying to search and do this at the same time. What you have to understand is that if you can't like have a good shooting point guard who only shoots like 1 or 2 times a game. Yeah, I'm looking at his stats right here. This past year in Chicago, he attempted 2 threes per game and made close to 1, and that's 37%. And I believe league average is 36. 3-point league average. I believe league average is 36%, I think. I'm not completely sure on that. It might be 38% because that was what it was a while ago. So, but Rondo is shooting around league average, I guess. The thing is that he's not shooting a lot per game. He's not shooting, 7 threes like Steph Curry and making 5 of them. and he's not shooting like some of the other players in the league where they're shooting 5 or 6 threes. Those are great shooters, like Kevin Durant. He shoots 5 or 6 threes a game and makes 3 or 4 of them each game. And also, what you have to understand is that league average isn't really totally accurate unless you're going by the position of the player. If you're going by the point guard, shooting guard position league average, that is accurate. But the league average is including all positions, including the centers that can't shoot, power forwards that can't shoot, and a lot of these guys that can't shoot. No, the big man model has changed, which is why the 3-point league average has gone up over the past few years, but it stayed pretty consistent at 35% to 36%. So Rondo is borderline average, not above average, borderline average. He's barely hitting 37% of his threes per game. He's only making 1 a game, which is abysmal compared to every other guard in the league that can shoot besides Michael Carter-Williams. So I don't understand the argument with people trying to say Rondo can shoot threes now. No, he can't. He just gets a lucky open 3 when the defense sleeps on him. That's it. He's not a creator. He's not a sharpshooter. He's not going to be able to be that guy who can hit that 3 for you. He's not going to be the guy in the second round of the playoffs. If they even get there, he's not going to be that guy who even in the first round in a game 7, he's not going to be the guy who hits the game-winning 3. He's never going to be the guy, ever. Rondo is a floor general, and that's all Rondo will ever be. All Rondo is a floor general and a slasher, and his slashing has gone down over the past few years. So Rondo is just getting worse, man, and I don't know how to tell you, but he's not a starting point guard in this league anymore, and I think he should come off the bench. Now, he can start for shittier teams, but, and again, I'm sorry for cursing, I'm kind of pissed off at some people saying Rondo is still a quality player, and he is a quality player in some circumstances. He would be quality for the Warriors playing backup point guard, which I don't even think his dynamic would work that much. And also, you have to understand, Rondo is a stat stuffer. Some people argue he doesn't do it that much anymore. Go watch some season highlights and clips. This man literally runs down the clock to 3 seconds left, passes it to his teammate, forcing him to shoot to get the assist. Rondo still does that to this day. He knows that he wants good stats. Rondo knows he can't score, so he tries to get more assists. He's a good floor general. Rondo's problem that's holding him back is that he can't shoot and that he's a stat stuffer. His problem is his ego, not his game. He gets mad at coaches because the coaches get mad at him for stuffing his stats. So Rondo is the problem, his attitude, not anything else. His game is one problem that he can fix. His attitude is one problem he needs to fix. Anyways, guys, I'll see you in the next video. Leave a like, subscribe. See ya.